Hey, everybody. Getting ready to start in about 10 seconds. Okay. I'm going to try to keep it together in this video. I was very emotional yesterday. As of December 18th, Kangol Kid from UTFO passed away of colon cancer. Now, if you're following me and you're a supporter of me, you know that I had colon cancer March 2021 this year, and I'm a colon cancer survivor. So already, that's emotional. So for all you youngins, if you're watching, you don't know who Kangol Kid is, he's from UTFO. And UTFO was a group in the 80s. They are legends in this game, and they came up with a song called Roxanne, Roxanne, when I was in junior high school, okay? And it was a big phenomenon, right? Roxanne was a big phenomenon. That song spawned so many different Roxanne. So you have a song called Roxanne, Roxanne. And every woman who's a rapper or not, or thinks they're a rapper or starting to be a rapper, they all wanted to be Roxanne. Because back then, it was a thing of response in battles, and let me respond to what you said about Roxanne as if I'm Roxanne, right? So you had all kind of women, Roxanne's, Aunt Roxanne's, grandmom, Sparky D, the real Roxanne, Roxanne Shante. It was so many Roxannes. If you don't believe me, Google it and do your hip hop homework. So many Roxannes. Roxanne's coming out the woodwork. That's what it was all about, Roxanne, Roxanne, Roxanne. So I say all that to say Roxanne Shante, many know she was like a young teenager, and she decided to do a response. So that song was that big. So his name was Sean Fakir. Fakir. I don't want to say it wrong, but his stage name was Kangol Kid, and that's what we know him by. And he passed away yesterday at the age of 55. I first saw that he passed away from Melba Moore's post. Then I Googled it, and they didn't even have it recorded yet. So then I went to his girlfriend's page because I wanted to make sure before I said anything that it was accurate. All right, so it was. Now, this is what I want to say, and I'm going to try to make this as brief as possible to show you the connection. Let me pull it up just in case anybody's watching and have any questions. Okay. So I'm trying to make it as quick as possible. Because yesterday, again, I was emotional. So I'm going to try to keep it together today. I was crying away for so many different reasons. First of all, when I was in junior high school and UTFO came out and Kangol Kid was there, Dr. ICE and the educated rapper, UTFO was the group. They were the group. They also had a song called Fairy Tale Lover. And stayed on tour. Stayed on tour. He was still touring until he got colon cancer. So this year in 2021, my cousin, Nakia, she was, well, first, Kangol Kid earlier this year, like around February, he was going to do a show sort of like Flavor of Love. And it was called Would You Be My Fairy Tale Lover? A Fairy Tale Lover spin off of his song. So he was going to have women in the house and they were going to win the date with him. It's going to be good for Valentine's Day. And they would be able to participate in this thing. So my cousin was going to do it. So we were all on Zoom, and I was trying to interview her so she can send her video in to Kangol Kid. So she told me about it, and I was like, dang, he's doing that. So we had done it a million times, and she was going to send it in. Then she got notification that he couldn't do it because he had cancer, or he was just diagnosed with cancer. This was February. So he was doing it. He was all on the different shows talking about the show that he was having, and the sort of like Flavor Love. He was even talking to Flavor Flav, asking, different his opinion on doing the show. He was marketing the show, having women sign up or send their submissions to be a part of the show. So in February, my cousin was like, he's not going to do it. I think something's wrong. Then later, he was very vocal about him having colon cancer. This was like February 23rd, something like that. And if you go on his Instagram, it's still there. It chronicles when he first found out, had chemotherapy, when he thought he was in recovery, all of that. He was very honest and transparent on his social media about this bout. So I was like, wow, he has colon cancer, that's sad. He can't do it. 3 weeks later, I was diagnosed with colon cancer. How crazy is that? So God really orchestrates things in such a way. Kangol Kid, other than the song, was not really on my radar now, other than, seeing him on social media and, him being a legend, the classic song, always my jam. But his personal life wasn't on my radar. But how God set that up, like, okay, I'm putting him on your radar because your cousin is going to do the show. And we were talking about him for weeks. And then to find out he has colon cancer, and I'm like, wow, that's sad, praying for him. And then only for me to get it 3 weeks later. And I had to have surgery and have the colon, my colon, the bad parts, the cancerous parts cut out to have my colon reattached. But I saw that he had to have chemo and radiation. He was talking about it. So I had reached out to him like, hey, I just was diagnosed too. We were supposed to get together and really spread the word and get the word out. And he sent his phone number, and we were going to get together to do some big things with Black folks in colon cancer. So I waited for a minute. I didn't know how to handle it quite right, because he had to go into chemotherapy. I didn't know how to approach it. I wanted to make sure he was okay and just talking about it. And he seemed to be okay, and we were going to do it. And then fast forward, he was like, you'll never believe I got to do it again. He had to do another bout, and that kept him in the hospital. And it makes you sad, in like God's plan and stuff. I'm like, you feel happy, or like, thank you, God, for, for keeping me here and, and saving me so I can get the word out, because I have been getting the word out like crazy about colon cancer, because we're losing folks. We're losing Black folks just not knowing, or not getting their colonoscopies, or thinking that you have to get it at a certain time. 7 out of 10 people do not have symptoms of colon cancer before they're diagnosed. I didn't have any symptoms, and I'm not sure if he did. We were supposed to really talk, but to some folks, it comes out of nowhere. Like with me, with him, he wasn't expecting that. I had no symptoms. I was just getting my first one, my routine. And I'm not sure if that was his first one, because he was 54, and it could have been because they tell us that 50 and over, but they just changed it around the time while I was in recovery of the surgery. They changed the age to 45. And with us, it's even earlier than that. So he could have gotten his first colonoscopy at that point, and go figure, March is colon cancer awareness month, the color blue. So I never thought when I was in junior high school that Kangol Kid and I would have this in common, and I would have his cell number to call so we can fight this good fight together with colon cancer, getting the word out. It's funny how things happen. So I say all that to say, when I woke up yesterday on December 18th and got the word, I was really sad. I was crying because I'm like, man, he seemed like such a light and a great person. He was chronicling everything. So you got to see what he was going through, and all of these amazing people that we know and don't know came to the hospital to visit him. Yeah, Lisa, you know, Full Force, LL Cool J, his group members, and so on and so on. Daryl Chill, Mitchell, like so many people were going to see him, and he was taking pictures with them, putting on his Instagram. And he really, really was transparent about his journey. And I respect that so much. And then in the pictures, you can see him kind of declining, but everybody's prayers and hopes and, you know, wishes are always for somebody to pull through, even if they're sick. You know, when you hear that news, it's just like deflating a balloon or letting the air out. Like, I just was really saddened, even though I didn't formally know him, but we spoke to get the word out, and he was all for it. He was like, yes, let's do this. You know, sent his phone number, like I said, for me to call him, but I didn't know how to approach it with us both having colon cancer stories and journeys, but that were different, but 3-4 weeks apart, very similar. And I'm saddened that I didn't get a chance to talk to him that way and spread the word with him about this, not being able to, you know, kind of approach it in the right way, or, you know, I'm sad about that part. And I'm sad about his passing. And that's why I had to wait a day to do this video to get myself together, because y'all, I was tearing up like he was my best friend, because, you know, anytime someone gets colon cancer, it hits me differently. But with him, it even hit even in a different way, because we were going to do some things together, and it was our diagnoses were like 3 weeks apart, and we were preparing to talk to him prior to that, with me recording my cousin trying to be on his show. So he was heavy on our lips, like, okay, we got to get this. Remember Kangol Kid, how he was? Let's get this fairy tale lover so you can be on this show. We were talking about it, and we were talking about it so often. And look how God did that. Like, and then he was on our lips, and he had to cancel his show because of that. So I just want to pay my respects. He had 4 children, 3 adult sons, and he had a baby girl that was 5 years old. And if you go on his Instagram and you see it, they loved their daddy, and he loved his children. He loved his Haitian heritage. He was proud of his heritage, and he seemed just like a light. And, you know, it's just another hip hop legend, another Black man, another young man passing away of cancer and colon cancer. And it really hurt my soul. But as a member of UTFO, and Roxanne, which came out in 1984. I was in the 8th grade. He was in the hospital in Long Island, and yesterday morning, or was it Saturday? I don't even know what today is. Oh yeah, yesterday morning, the word came with complications of colon cancer, colorectal cancer. He passed away. So just reading some stuff here. Roxanne released on Select Records was in 1984, equivalent to the viral hit. It sold a few 100,000 copies and went number 10 on Billboard's R&B singles charts, and number 77 on Hot 100. But its influence was far vaster than the statistics could capture. Absolutely. The song was written from perspective of 3 men getting shot down by some woman named Roxanne, some fake woman, imaginary woman. And Kangol Kid opened the song. She wouldn't give a guy like me no rap. She was walking down the street. So I said, hello, I'm Kangol from UTFO. And she said, so I said, so baby, don't you know I can sing, rap, dance in just one show? Because I'm Kangol, Mr. Sophisticator. As far as I'm concerned, ain't nobody greater. Y'all know Roxanne. It was produced by Full Force, many may not know, and based on a sample, The Big Beat by rocker Billy Squire, which the producer Howie T had been brought to the group. It spawned more than 24 answer tracks and retorts, as I was saying earlier in this video, many by name female rappers, most notably The Real Roxanne, by The Real Roxanne, also produced by Full Force. So of course they were going to come out. Roxanne Shante, Roxanne's Revenge. At the height of Roxanne's song, the Wars Art UTFO and The Real Roxanne would share concert bills. It was a cultural zeitgeist song that reached across the country. When Dr. Dre began working with Ice Cube, he urged him to perform a version of the song at the clubs and generate Ice Cube's song, Diane, Diane. Kangol Kid sometimes was called the Kangol Kid. He was born in Sean Fakir in Brooklyn on August 10th, 1966, and grew up in East Flatbush neighborhood. His father was a taxi driver and his mother was a housekeeper at a hospital. Kangol Kid started off as a b-boy, a breakdancer, and his neighborhood friend, Dr. ICE, were known as Keystone dancers, and they toured in the early 80s with Houdini. Now we know we just lost ecstasy, what was it, last year, of Houdini. I mean, like, shh. And everybody who is somebody, or if you're a certain age, you know about the Fresh Fest tour. Everybody was there in full force. They appeared on Phil Donahue. You gotta be of a certain age to know about Phil Donahue's talk show, and were invited to a birthday party of Dustin Hoffman's daughter, Tootsie for some people. He received his nickname before he achieved fame because he was known for wearing Kangol hats, and ended up being sponsored by the company, one of hip hop's earlier brand partnerships. The arrangement spanned his entire life. Long after his initial success, the company provided him gratis product. Let's see. So I just wanted to give a little history on him, especially for the young people. After UTFO's run in the spotlight, Kangol Kid wrote and produced for other artists, including the group Whistle and baseball star Darryl Strawberry, who recorded a novelty rap song called Chocolate Strawberry. He did voiceover work and wrote music industry advice columns, first for Black Beat magazines and then for allhiphop.com. In the last decade, Kangol Kid was actively involved with cancer charities. In 2012, he was honored by the American Cancer Society for fundraising, and he didn't even have it. Wow. Co-founder of the Mama Luke Foundation. He was diagnosed with colon cancer, as I said, this February. He is survived by his parents, 3 brothers, and 3 sons, a daughter, and 7 grandchildren. Rest in paradise, Kangol Kid. Your legacy is here forever. And I just want to read where that was from and give credit where credit due. That was NewYorkTimes.com. And I just want to say this. So when he started performing again, and over the years, and when he went back, when he first got cancer and he had his treatment, he thought he was fine. He put a picture of him and Roxanne Shante because they had become really close. They used to hate each other, be enemies, because of some of the things Roxanne Shante said in response to Roxanne, and they became the best of friends, like sisters and brothers, and they had love for each other a lot. And a lot of people had love for Kangol Kid. I know I did. as a child and respected him as an adult. When I became an adult as a man, and everyone else, just take a look at his page, take a look at Bow-Legged Lou's page, and see the love that this man had. So gone but never forgotten. Kangol Kid passed away, colon cancer, at the age of 55. This is Kendell Lenice for reviews and news. But it's more than that today. This is a special episode. And I got my blue nails representing colon cancer. And y'all can't see, I have blue. I was trying to show it. You see, there's some of the blue hair, like this one braid, and it's more going up. But I'm always wearing blue to remind people of colon cancer awareness. The month is March. And I love for people to ask, wait for people to say, well, why you got one strand of blue hair? Because I want to get the word out. So make sure, guys, girls, women, men, get your colonoscopies, book your colonoscopies, take your health seriously. Getting your early detection can save your life. God bless y'all.